want to talk about being understood. You know, to have somebody understand you, to understand what you go through, to understand your feelings, your fears, your hopes, your dreams, it's such a beautiful, wonderful thing in life. And what is most frustrating in life is when you run into people who don't understand you. When you do something, they don't understand. When you help someone out, they misunderstand it and they think you're doing something else. And they react to it in a way that's just totally out of sync with what you were doing. Like if you give someone a gift, that's just, you do it because you want to be nice to someone, but then they take it the wrong way and they make a big deal out of it. And all of a sudden you get in trouble and people start interpreting it as, oh, he was trying to hit on me and he was trying to do this and he was doing that and whatever, and he's trying to take advantage. To have somebody misunderstand you is just, it drives you nuts. So it feels good to be understood, and we seek out people who understand us. I was thinking about Jim Jones and the People's Temple, and people seeked out, they were attracted to that understanding that Jim Jones had for them. He understood them. Here was this white man, and most of the people in his congregation were blacks. I mean, there were some whites, but they were mostly black. It was predominantly black. Because Jim Jones gave them that feeling. He understood them. He understood what they were going through. He understood their struggles. He understood their hopes and dreams. And he acted on that. And people felt close to him. You feel close to somebody who understands you. You see, there's a point to this. You can be deceived by this need to be understood. I learned something, I think, about what Carl Jung said, that the worst thing that could ever happen to you is to be completely understood. Maybe it's okay in life when people don't understand you. That maybe you don't really need to be understood. If you have this desperation to be understood, you might cling to somebody who gives you this act, who puts on a performance. And in life, a lot of times, people put on a performance. They put on a performance that they understand you. They understand your struggles. They understand what you're going through. And it's, what that's called? Acting. Okay? It's called acting. People act. They put on a performance. And they suck you in. It's like a force of gravity. You get sucked into this thing where you're being understood, and it just feels so good. It's just this wonderful, wonderful feeling you feel from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. You just feel like I'm understood, and that feels so good. And it becomes like a drug addiction to be understood. And when people who are controlling you want to discipline you, they don't have to hit you. All they have to do is look at you in a misunderstanding way, or claim to not understand what you're going through. I don't understand why you did that. I don't understand what you're talking about. And all of a sudden you have to rearrange what you're saying and what you're thinking so that they understand it, because that becomes your goal. Your goal in life becomes to be understood by the other person. It becomes like a drug fix. Like some people need cocaine, some people need heroin, and some people need to be understood. And so they'll do anything to be understood. And they'll adjust. And that's how you wind up being controlled. If you understood me, if I'm the leader and the person controlling you, if you understood me, you would support me. If you understood me, you would give me money. If you understood me, you would give me sex. If you understood me, you would give me a new house, a new car. But you don't understand me. You don't understand what I'm doing. So the person may say, well, okay, I'm sorry. I guess I misunderstood you. Here, look, here's all my money. Here's my house. Here's my car. Here's some sex. Here's whatever. People can get caught up in that stuff. And I learned sometime in life, it's okay when people don't understand me. Because sometimes I speak incoherently. And it's okay. I understand me, and that's what counts. But when you become desperate and you need to be understood. It can be a problem. Now, it's nothing wrong with wanting to be understood. I would like for people to understand me. When I'm talking, because I got to go to the doctor today, and I'm telling the doctor all the things I've been doing, and I want the doctor to understand me, you know. And when it comes to the essential things, they are going to understand me. But details I might want them to understand, they may not. That's okay. You know, I don't get desperate. I guess the real point is that, you know, you have to be careful about being understood sometimes, because people can pretend to understand you and not really understand you. And it can be part of a manipulative ploy. I just keep thinking about how people fall into cults, for example, and how people fall into certain things because they get around people who understand them, you know. And these people really don't understand you. That's all. That's my main point. Be careful about being understood. And think about it. Do you really need people to understand everything? Some things you need people to understand. And then there are other things you really don't need. That's all. It's just, you know, there's no real deep message beyond that. That's all I wanted to say.